What's good, everyone? It's MJO23Dan back with another video. Today's video, I want to go over a sleeper of All-Star Weekend. This is the Air Jordan 34 SE. Let's get to it. Alright, so the reason I say it's a sleeper is because not many people were paying attention to the 34. It's a brand new silhouette of what we got from the launch colorway. If you guys remember, it didn't have this shroud here. It didn't even really have leather on it. It was more of a mesh upper. This one has more of that leather on there. So if you guys can see behind me, I have the Jordan 20, the 21, the 22, 23. I'll go over all that, and there's a lot of play with all those shoes into this shoe, and it takes a lot of inspiration, and you can really see that part of the game back then, the mid 2000s and stuff like that, into this shoe. So Jordan Brand did an excellent job incorporating this shoe to pretty much look similar to what the progression of the Air Jordan signature line could be. So to be able to go into full detail of the shoe, let me go ahead and go over here to the table so I can give you up close shots. Alright, so here's the box for the 34. These were only available on the Nike app, Nike Plus app, whatever you want to call it. They weren't available on sneakers. So for those of you that were looking for it, there was almost a full size run of them with some missing sizes in between. Didn't see too many of the big sizes, and with those sizes, they were slowly depleting. So I posted my photo on Instagram, and people, I felt like, instantly fell in love. And I mean, how can you blame them? What's not to like about this shoe? Let's go and finish up the box details first. So you have the Air Jordan branding here, the 34. On the side of the box, you have the Jumpman on one. On the other side, you have 23 in Braille. On the side that you open up the shoes, two flaps on the side. On the bottom there, it says engineered for flight. And you pull out the sneakers this way. It's a pull-out box. Comes with designed and engineered to the exact specifications for flight, with the Jumpman logo all throughout. The wax paper. Inside you got the red Jumpman and this paper piece that just fits in this way. Details on the label itself, it says the Air Jordan 34 SE, meaning special edition. This is black, red, orbit, and white. Got a size 10.5. Usually I go up half a size in Jordan signatures and Nike basketball in general, only because I have experienced that the shoes fit narrow. So I usually like to feel comfortable when wearing my basketball shoes, so I go up a half size. May be different for you, but that's just for me. Style number is CU1549 and color code is 001. Retail price wasn't too bad for a signature shoe. 180 bucks USD. Alright, so that is the details of the box. And let's get on to the shoe review. So, you got mesh construction, you have leather construction, you have synthetic nubuck materials on here, and some storytelling, which is pretty dope. So, the zipper, let's start off there. It's one of those zippers that doesn't seem like it would snag. I've had Jordan Brand style jackets with this type of zipper. It's pretty nice. It's actually, you zip it up and it can stay out if you want, or you can flip it down and it actually locks in place. So it doesn't, I don't feel like over time it would eventually slip down. So once you flip this piece down, it actually locks in place so you can't move it. So the only way to do it is if you flip this up and you slide it down. So they got two zippers on the side, And on the underside of the tongue, you have different storytelling pieces there. So first off, you have the Flight, which is pretty much similar to the Air Jordan 4. And then right underneath, you have Flight again, right under here by the stitching. And then you have the 23, which is similar to the Air Jordan 11. Then you have Nike Air for the Air Jordan 1. You have Jordan right there on the side for the Air Jordan 18. The 23 for the Air Jordan 8. This logo right here for the Air Jordan 14. This logo right here for the Air Jordan 15. You see the Air Jordan 7 right here. Air Jordan 1 Wings logo or the Air Jordan 2 Wings logo. And then if you keep going down below, you see the 45 for the Air Jordan 10. And if you go down even deeper, you see the circle patch for the All-Star Air Jordan 13. And then one other thing right here, I just missed it on the inside of this seam, is the Air Jordan 17. So you got a lot of good pieces here, which pretty much reminds me of like the Air Jordan 20, in which I'll pull out and show you guys. But like this piece right here, right on the back side of the tongue, I thought was a great storytelling piece. And one in which I feel like Jordan Brand should do even more. Alright, so after you get on the underside of the tongue, you have a regular lacing system just like you saw on the launch colorway of the Air Jordan 34. You got these nylon straps that go through with the Jordan 34 stylized laces, plastic tips. You got 34 on the tongue. And then nothing on the reverse, which I thought maybe that was something that was missed. But, you know, we get this awesome tag here where it says Flight. So it's all good. On the inside here, it's got nice padding. It's lined with like this memory type foam feel, and it also is back here on the back side of the shoe. Then when you get onto the insides here, it's a different shade of that red. It's more of like an infrared, and it kind of more so matches the braille here of the 23, and also on the hits at the bottom. So they did like different hits of the red here on the Eclipse plate, the stitching, and then this is more so pink than I would say infrared, but you know, it is what it is. On the back side of the shoe, we have Air Jordan, which is upside down. So pretty much is reminiscent to what the Air Jordan 4 was on the inside of the tongues. On the insole itself, you have Michael Jordan in his signature, and it is an infrared insole. Going back up at the tongue itself, you can see like that nice stitch work. It's a leather construction that goes from the toe all the way up to the tongue. And you can see that argyle stitch, which is reminiscent of the Air Jordan 23. And I thought that was a really nice touch. They really made the shoe look clean with that stitch work and that leather piece. So I feel like this shoe could have easily been the launch colorway when it dropped last year, and it goes great with the rest of the shoes. So let me go ahead and show you guys just a quick comparison between like this shoe and all the other ones. So give me a sec. Alright, so starting off, we have the Air Jordan 20. You guys can already see the inspiration for the back of the tongue of the Air Jordan 34. All these little key storytelling icons of the Air Jordan 20. And I pulled out the Quick Strike because it's more reminiscent of this Jordan 34 SE. So you can see like the black and the white with the hits of red in there. I thought it's really clean looking silhouette, so I felt like this was more of the storytelling piece in the Air Jordan 34 than any other model. The Jordan 20 was introduced in 2005, had the IPS system, independent podular system, each one lined with different densities of foam, and in the back here you had that heel air unit. The Jordan 20 was probably one, if not the best, storytelling Air Jordans of the signature line. Alright, so here's the look with the Air Jordan 21. This one came with two different types of air units, Nike Air and Zoom Air, which were interchangeable pods here at the heel. So you actually lift up the insole and you pop out the air unit. These are the Zoom ones, so if you guys ever see this like for sale or anything like that, like they don't sell these individually for sale. I mean, I'm talking about when you purchase the shoes, it would come in like these little dust bags, and it would have the Nike Air in there or the Nike Zoom pods that belong in the shoes. So I haven't really seen anyone really interchange them, whether they use like Nike Air in one and Nike Zoom in the other, although I don't know like what the benefits would be if you did one or the other than like responsiveness. But I would just stick with, you know, either Zoom or Air in both shoes. This one also included the IPS system where you had different densities of foam right here, and the heel air unit as well. Just an upgrade to the Air Jordan 20 in itself. Comparing it to the Air Jordan 34, you can see the leather inspiration with the tongue here and this. It was a great leather construction of the Air Jordan 21 into this. So if you were to, I guess, infuse more of the Air Jordan 21 storytelling into the Air Jordan 34, I would say they should have added the aluminum, you know, tailpipe looking eyelets here onto the shoes. Maybe like right here on the shoe itself. And then also the tailpipe looking aglets or the lace tips of the Air Jordan 21 into this. Would have been awesome. So here's the Air Jordan 22. You can see a little bit more of the inspiration for the Air Jordan 22 into the 34, specifically with this line and this stitch work here. You can see it here with the Air Jordan 34. This one was more inspired by the, I believe is the F-22 fighter jet. And also a nod on the toes here. You can see the 23 on there. And this one would say 34. So that was a nod I felt like that they used with this shoe right here. Also the little pops of red. I always liked that with Air Jordans. I don't know why. Even behind the tongue here. They also had like this little lace lock here to keep the lace just in check. They didn't have it on this because it's covered with that leather shroud. But nonetheless, the Air Jordan 22 I felt like was a great shoe too. Then finally we come with the Air Jordan 23, one of the better storytelling shoes of the Air Jordan signature line, only because Tinker also worked on this one, and it was really to tell the story of Michael Jordan's personal life and even career in basketball. So you see the Argyle print on the side, one of the only Air Jordans that really had it. There was different types of design that were included on the Air Jordan 23, and you can see that Argyle stitch work right here on the tongue of the Air Jordan 34. The one thing that I love about the 23 is the cage that it's in. This has never like really yellowed for me, and I've had doubles of this shoe in the past and I've used it for basketball. It's one of the slimmer feeling shoes on court, and also it's like more of a hard bottom type feel. So it wasn't like one of the cushioniness, if that's a word, on court to me, but it was also like one of the lightest shoes out there. So still, like, you know, this shoe is, you know, a great piece to add to your collection. Alright, so that is it. That is my review of the Air Jordan 34. If you guys like the shoe, let me know down in the comment section below. If you don't like the shoe, let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys are also new to the channel, consider subscribing. I talk about Air Jordans, new and old, comparisons, you name it. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook if you guys want to interact some more. And I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.